Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. That woman needs to be an asset. That woman needs to be an asset. This is very important. Very, very important. When you're dealing with a woman, she needs to bring something to your life. You know, there's a lot of times men will talk about, well, what you bringing to the table. And, you know, a lot of women be like fighting against that or saying, oh, I'm just bringing myself or something. Bullshit. And I'll say this to a room full of women, 10,000 women, a stadium full. They need to bring something, and it don't necessarily have to be money. Shoot, most men want to be more traditional anyway, be the money maker anyway, so it don't have to be money. But what are they bringing to your life? What are they bringing? And I tell women that, and this is what a man has to understand. I'll never forget with this guy who, man, this dude was a master player. He would be considered what people would call, some people would call him a 1%er or a high value man or something like that. But I mean, this dude's minimum salary was like 6 figures, minimum. That was his base. You know, I mean, he had the money, he could get the women. I mean, this dude was thorough. This dude was thorough. And I'll never forget what he told me. He said, you know, a woman is either an asset or a liability. Now, I've been saying that in several videos, but then I'll say, you know what, I've never done a video where I specifically focused on that. So here it is. But here's the thing. What is that woman bringing to your life? And let me just be clear. It needs to be more than sex. It needs to be more than sex. If that's all it is, okay. But if we're talking about a woman in your life long term, like you might even think about having a relationship with her, she needs to be an asset. And even if you know what, it's just mutually agreed that y'all just friends with benefits or something, that's still an asset thing. You got to ask yourself, all right, when I get with this woman, do I think get up and leave? Do I feel better or I feel worse? Do I feel drained or do I feel empowered? Do I go out and do my thing or am I like, ugh? You know, indeed, it could get even to that point. It could get to the point of, okay, you had sex. Do you feel like you had sex? I mean, it can get that deep. And that's just on that level, but you're talking about another level. Okay, what is she doing to make your life better? Is she bringing you peace? Seriously, is she bringing you peace? And, you know, I've heard some guys talk about that being your own peace and all of that. And yeah, you still your main relationship is still with yourself, but you got to ask yourself, what is she bringing? What is she adding to your life? You know, is she someone that you can talk with? Hey, that's very important. Like that you can be free around, free to be yourself. Like when you're around her, you don't have to act like, you know, you Mr. like on top of the world. You can just sit back and chill, you know. You can like whatever you like. Hey, if you reading comic books or something, you can do that. Or even playing video games or something. People say that's a bad thing, but you know what? Some people do that just for their entertainment. So there's nothing wrong with that. It's like legitimate entertainment. And that might be what you do. Is she good with that? Heck, if she getting on there with you to play, you know, or are you more intellectual and everything? Can you have an intellectual conversation with her? Like basically whenever you are in each other's presence, it feels good. You don't feel drained, you know? You got to think about that. It's like she ain't doing anything to upset you. You know, she ain't bringing drama. She ain't bringing drama. You got to look at all of that. And indeed, if you, okay, say you business, you know, I'm big on business. Yeah, I respect if you have a job, you got to have a minimum job or a career. I respect that depending on what you're doing. If it's what you meant to do, do it. But you know, I'm big on business. Okay, say you entrepreneurial. Is she supportive of that? And when I say supportive, not just necessarily helping you in the business, is she emotionally supportive? You tell her you working on this business, she's like, oh, okay, I appreciate that. Even if she don't know about it, she say, hey, you know, ultimately it'd be good if she say, okay, what can I do to help you? But even if she just say, you know what, I support you. That's maybe all you need from her. might be all you need. And also another support, and this is something very important for all my entrepreneurs. Because, and let me give you a little bit of money matters thing. I don't talk about relationships over there too much. And I've talked about this particular thing I'm about to talk about. You're an entrepreneur. You might not have like all that money or something, going on all those dates, like the fancy places or anything. Is she still in your corner? That's how you know. Not so much when you have money. Because there's plenty of acculturated prostitutes out there. They'll deal with a guy, he got that money, he can fly him out and all of that. When you in that building stage, you can't go to like, that fancy bistro or something like that. You best you could do is take it to some fast food restaurant. You can just get it, order and everything else. Is she good with you? And I'm dead serious. Is she good with that? Is she good with you as the person and not as that person who has the money right away? Because anybody entrepreneurial know you got to take some time to build that money. You got to take some time to build that business. Is she going to ride with you on that? And let me say something, because I've heard some women say, yeah, don't ride with him because he'll leave you as soon as. That's their insecurity. A real woman is going to ride with the guy. And in the most part, they stick together. In fact, one of the things I've seen entrepreneurially is many couples building a business. And that's something I need to talk about that on my money channel. Many couples building a business. But that woman she's got to be right there. Is this woman's presence, see, look, overall, regardless of what it is this woman's presence in your life good for you? Is she bringing, I'm serious, is she bringing you headaches, or are you feeling good? You have a conversation where you feeling good, It's helping you along. And like I said, it could just be emotional support. In fact, let's put the sex out of it. Is she bringing you emotional support? You tell her you're going to do something and she's there. You know what? I'm sitting in front of you now because of my books, being a writer. But I remember when I first started writing and said, this is what I wanted to do. This is what I wanted to do. And I told some women, and some were like, oh, that's a good dream. Oh, they don't make that much money. Boom, boom, boom. Kicked them all to the side. And ironically, the first woman to truly support it, and we were just friends. Right? But she was totally supportive. Totally. She was an asset. Understand that. And this is key to know. She was an asset. She totally believed in the writing. She helped me. She gave me perspective and everything. And ironically, there was a woman I had dealt with for a long time who worked in the publishing field. She didn't believe in my ability. And I said, you know what? She ain't an asset. Instead of telling me how to do stuff, right? So it was like, boo. But the one that was an asset, that's how you got to look at it. You got to go beyond even sex. How is she helping you on your mission? And even though women don't like the word submission just means she's helping on the mission. So is she in submission to your mission? So understand that. And when you're dealing with a woman, ask yourself, okay, what is she bringing? How is she helping? And if she's not helping, you need to let her walk. I don't care. Yeah, she's fine and everything. She got that booty and everything. But as a man, your first relationship is to yourself and your mission, what you're meant to do. So any woman coming into your life, she needs to be an asset. She needs to be adding to it. Even if it's just as simple as just saying, I believe you. I believe you can do it. Sometimes if it's that simple, and for any women listening, sometimes just believe in the guy, Because one thing, and men, y'all know this, and one of the things we look for in a woman is just some loyalty. Loyalty and belief. It's just that simple. That's why sometimes you'll get a guy, he seems like he can get supermodel of the world. He might get with that more plain Jane, but she was an asset. It's just that simple. So anyway, that's all I have for today. And fellas, really think about that every single time you deal with a woman. Is she an asset? It's just that simple. All right? So That's all I have for now. I'll get back with y'all. Peace and blessings.